Okay everybody, I'm here at the Tri-5 Nationals. I'm not even inside the gate yet, but as you can see, it's pretty packed, very exciting. This is the big stuff. And as you know, I love my 57 Bel Air, so I had to be here. And I'm just met Greg and Jim. You don't have your Chevys with you, but you were telling me yours is quite original.
They are.
What have you got?
56 210.
Yep.
He's got a 57 150
Chevy 150. I've owned for 37 years.
There you go. See,
I bought it for $350 way back when.
Wow. And have you restored it to an extent?
Oh yeah, no, it's completely rebuilt. The good stuff I did, the bad stuff I did, and the mediocre stuff I did. So I did it
Well,
myself.
you did it yourself, so.
Yeah, good, bad, or indifferent. Now, I'm proud of it.
Good
The
on
good
you.
thing about it is I can drive that, and I'm 18 years old again. And when you're 71, that's important.
And that's the stuff we love. The memories that it gives you when you sit down and you drive your classic.
Right.
fun.
And what about you,
Enjoy the
Greg?
day. Well, I
What's
got
the story?
56 210.
Yep.
I bought from a guy that I met through Jim, and
Build it.
just put
Now
it
you're
back
working
together.
on 55.
Yeah.
You got a 55 now.
Yeah, keeps rolling. I mean,
Yep.
you just keep going with it. It's addictive. Once you get
addictive.
one, you got to get more.
Well, you guys are going to show me where to go because it's my first time here at
Yeah.
Bowling Green, Kentucky, and park the car, but we've got to make our way over to all the classics. But yeah, this is going to be big, so we're going to be here for the next 2 days. Going to get lots and lots of filming for you lot and get lots of nice stories, interview some good folk, and hopefully we can see some familiar faces. You guys excited?
Oh, great.
Got that shining really well. No, it's shining. It's a 210?
Excuse me?
Is it a 210?
It's a 210.
57?
56.
Oh, it's a 56.
And that looks too.
Oh my, look at that. It looks beautiful.
Thank you.
An LS2 engine, how powerful is that?
It's about 500 at the wheels.
Okay.
It ran a 1235 at like 121 miles an hour.
Wow.
It's got a lot more in it, but I can't keep it from spinning.
Yep, I could imagine. And why the 56 210 for you?
This was my car in high school.
Okay.
The actual car.
This actual car?
This actual car. I had it and I sold it, bought a house and bought it back about 10 years ago.
Hold on a second. So this actual car right here, you had when you were in high school. And when did you buy it back? How did you buy it back? How did you find the person?
Well, where I'm from, Warner Robins is a small little town.
Yeah.
And I sold it to a guy, and we bought our first house. And then he sold it to another fella that was friends with the guy who helped me build the original engine in the car.
Right.
And when my mom passed away, I talked to him at the wake funeral, and he says, "I know where your car is." And he told me about where it was, and I found it, and it was in the guy's estate.
Oh
And
wow.
I bought it from his wife. Told her the story, and she let me have it. And I pulled it home and turned it into what it is now.
That's amazing. I'm Rana, by the way.
I'm Alan Scarborough.
Alan, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
That's an amazing story. And when you did find it, what was the condition it was in?
It was very much like it was when I was in high school.
Wow.
it
Do you have
was-
any pictures? I would love to see some pictures of that. I know your viewers won't be able to see it up close, but at least I can have a look at the phone.
They're in here still.
Wow, so this car must be very special to you.
Oh, it is.
That's amazing. The fact that you were able to find it, and
It's just like my wife. It infuriates me, and I love it to death. I'm hoping I got a picture. I think I do. I'll be darned, I don't think I do. They must have deleted them all. Where do I? Oh.
that's all right. What was it like? You can tell us.
It was yellow. It had centerline racing wheels on it. It had a small block 327 in it with a power glide. And the rear end that was in it when I had it is still in it. It's rebuilt and everything. Let's see what else. I still have the center lines at home. They're on another car.
Okay.
And it had new floorboards put in it. Original fenders, original hood. I think it's got a couple of patch panels on the quarters. That's about it.
And did you do the restoration yourself?
I did the frame.
Oh wow, beautiful. Look at these interiors. Look at here. Wow. Is the dash a custom or did you restore the original dash?
That's the original dash. And the glove box was shut. It's just out of adjustment a little bit.
That's all right. That happens.
I know I have one.
Are you still friends with people from high school?
A little bit.
So I'm guessing some of them would have seen it back.
They know the car.
Oh, they envy you.
There's a guy that's running around here today that I was buddies with his brother in high school. And he had a pretty wicked 55. In fact, me and him would street race a little bit. So,
oh, I love that. I love the fact that it was yours when you were in high school and then you sold it, you chased it back.
that's what it looked like when I got it back.
Because the Tri-5s came, especially the 56 and that, they came in a variety of big bright colors. That was the whole thing. It's a hot rod, make it stand out, make it go fast.
This one was an original, I think, maybe black with white. No, the interior was white.
The interior was white.
But when I got it, it was light baby blue.
So it had been
through
painted a few times.
iterations.
Okay, but I mean, it looks absolutely beautiful now.
Thank you.
It looks really well.
It's totally a different car. People love it or they hate it.
And you've got the, are they different rims? No, they're not. The same rims, different wheels, different tires.
These are Forge line racing wheels. And just regular BF Goodrich
And then
tires.
in the back here you've got,
Oh, it's got a I think those are 325s. I've had as big as a 345 on the back.
oh, have you?
So it'll hold more tires. I'll open the trunk. I just rolled up and getting it clean. I haven't opened anything up yet. It's got some chairs in it.
Nice. It's got chrome work even on the inside here. Look at that.
I like it. I wanted it. I like Ferraris.
Yep.
Everything has a place and everything there's a reason for it. You notice I don't have a console. I fought hard not to have a console. I don't want one.
Okay.
I just like it just very basic.
Very basic.
Very basic and clean. Everything has a reason to be where it is. So.
Now the 56s, they had the gas pump on the back of the light. Look at that, there you go. That's great, and you just turn it back around to lock it.
Might have a little fuel on it.
It's all right.
I had just had to get some gas from a friend.
Isn't it funny how, you know, with Chevy and other car as well, they started off on the right hand side with the gas pump, with the door of the 55, and then they went there, and then with the 57s they had it above that under the trim.
In the bin.
And now so many years later we're just back to the side of the door. But I like that, it's neat. I like it. Keeps that really nice and smooth, and
I had to have an older gentleman show me where that was when I actually first got the car.
Okay.
I had no idea where the gas in it. And I happened to pull in a gas station. He said, "You don't know, do you?" I said, "No, sir." He said, "Here, let me show you." He opened it up and I'm like, "That's cool."
that is cool,
I had
isn't
no idea where it was. I didn't really know. I was after 55
Okay.
because I'm a American Graffiti big time fan.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I wanted. But this came up and my parents said, "Okay," and I traded the car that I had for it, and that's what I've got.
You would never have thought that so many years later you would be having it back again and looking in this condition, because I'm pretty sure the teenage self of you would have loved it looking like this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Part of me now wishes that it was back to the old way.
Yeah.
Because there's so much more care and everything that goes into this now. You gotta pay attention, care for it and all that. The other one, and just spray it down and
That's it.
go, you know. So you didn't care if somebody got next to it or too close and
Oh,
dinged
yeah.
it or anything like that.
Yeah, now you just got to try not to get anxiety.
Mhm.
Well, I appreciate that, Alan. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
This is why I love these car shows. We've got a bit of a reunion here. I've met some friends and familiar faces.
Hello.
David, how are you?
Well, and you?
Good, good. And I've got Mac here as well. We met at the Roundup Tri-5 show in Pigeon Forge. That's right. And the hat looks good too.
Oh, okay, I'll keep my hat on. Keep my thin hair from letting my head burn.
Come over here, Mac. Come stand in the camera.
You know what? I was walking across here thinking of you.
No.
I was. I thought, I haven't seen her. I wonder if she's here. And here you are. Great to see you.
Have you been seeing the other shows on the channel?
Oh, yeah.
Keeping up with my travels?
Yeah, yes, yes.
You've enjoying them?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're doing great. Doing
That's
a
good to
job.
hear.
Yes.
I had to come here. I haven't, you guys were the first people to tell me. After you, a lot of other people have mentioned the Tri-5 Nationals, but you and your friends were the first to say,
Well,
if you like this, you have to be at Bowling Green.
so what do you think about all of this?
I don't know where to look first. Like, honestly, I'm lost for words. Usually I'm yapping away as I'm walking with the camera, but I'm just filming because everything looks so pretty. Everything looks so nice. I love all the different colors.
Yeah.
I
I haven't heard yet. I haven't heard what the number is.
Usually it's close to 3,000.
Close to, yeah. It's been like last year was 2,800 something. Close right at 29.
Wow. Well, you'll be proud that I'm more educated in my Tri-5 knowledge as well. Yes. I'm not asking for a test. But now throughout my travels, I've learned a lot more as well. I know exactly where the gas goes.
All right.
Each of them, yeah.
And you can tell one from the other, right?
I can tell one from the other. The tail light is the biggest giveaway.
Okay.
I can also tell that with the Bel Air and the 210, they both had chrome. And then the 210, because I can see a Bel Air there, had one. I love David's trying to mouth things to me.
I'm trying
I
to
get,
tell
I
you
get
that
things wrong all the time. It's okay.
the 150.
The 150.
There you go. Doesn't have the chrome.
150 doesn't have it at all. Yeah.
So you've done well.
I've done well.
Yeah.
I've done
Very
well.
educated.
And I've also learned why so many people love the 55. It introduced the hot rod era.
Yeah.
It was the first of it was the first one that introduced the small block V8.
There you go.
So at that time, obviously, that's why so many people now even would remember that was a big thing.
Yes.
And they wanted that, and that's why now they've got it.
And they were longer and sleeker looking than the 54s right before them.
Yeah.
They were more squatty and tall. And these
Yeah.
are long. They're not a lot longer, but they just look that.
They look like it.
Because they're shorter, they look a lot longer.
Yeah. But yes, no, I'm doing well, and I'm so glad to see you guys. Where's your other friends?
There's Paul.
Paul's here. I'm going to talk to Paul about his
And
car in a
now
minute.
Harold is not here. Carol with the 56. Let me get him.
Dan reached out to me on Facebook. I haven't seen him. Yep. This is nice. You've got all your wives here now.
I remember her.
Hi, how are you?
Doing good.
Good to see you all.
This is
Not too bad. I met this lovely gentleman in Pigeon Forge in May, I think it was. Yep, and I was able to interview them with their Tri-5s. So it's good to run into them again.
This is our friend Donnie. He wasn't in Pigeon Forge, but we got him to come down. He's been here 2 or 3 years now with this. So Donnie and his wife,
And
Lucy's over there.
Do you guys travel to the car shows together as friends?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we had a caravan going down.
Five
Oh,
of us
wow.
Came down. So
This is amazing. This is great.
huh?
Everybody. So I met Paul at the Roundup Tri-5 series in Pigeon Forge earlier this year in May, and Paul didn't have his car with him, but you were helping shine your mate's car.
Yes, David.
Yes. Where was your car at the time?
It was at home in my garage with engine troubles.
Engine troubles. But we don't have any engine troubles today.
No, ma'am.
Okay, so tell us, what have you got behind you?
55 Chevy, 2-door hardtop, something called a sport coupe. Then
What, it's called a sport coupe?
It's both actually.
Okay.
But you know, it doesn't have the posts in the windows like David's over here.
So was the sport coupe another model that they had
Yeah,
made?
model. It's Bel Air hardtop,
Okay.
and like I said, it's got a ZZ4 350 in it with 2.4 fuel injection on it, and I put a TKO 600 5-speed in it, and 4 9-inch rear end narrowed, and then I've also got a 3-inch mini tub on it, so I've got like 13-inch wide
There's a lot
tires
of
in the back.
things you have under that hood.
Yes, under the car itself.
Under the car itself too. Very nice. And how powerful is that?
I think it's about 450 horsepower.
Wow, that is powerful. And did you fix that up recently?
A few issues with it.
How long have you had the car for?
Since 1984 when I was in high school. So I've been carrying it around in parts for most of my life, then finally finished it up about 7 or 8 years ago.
Wow, so when you were in high school, this is the car that you wanted. I mean, 1984 still is, it's not common for a person in high school to want to get a 55 Chevy.
Yeah, well, when I was little, my dad had several of them, and
Okay.
you know, I'd ride around with him, and one of them was a delivery sedan. Didn't have the back seat in it, so I got to ride around back there and play with my Hot Wheels, whatever. There's no back
Oh,
seat on
nice.
the floor.
Yep.
And then had a little wing window on it, so I can play with that to entertain myself when I was younger. But ever
So
since
it's got
then,
a lot
I
of
just kinda loved it.
memories
Yes.
and fun family memories of you being in a 55. So that's why you had to have it. Now you got it in 1980,
84. but
84. In what condition was it when you got it? And where did you find it?
It was actually sitting on the side of the road for sale,
Okay.
and it wasn't in too bad shape. It used to be red and white,
Okay.
and then I'd always seen David's car around black,
Yeah.
so I just kind of copied it a little bit, so it made it a whole lot better. But
I love it because these guys are always about whose car's doing what, whose is better, and who's topping up the other's car that year. So I love it. It's all good fun, isn't it?
something else about this car, it had factory air on it, which is like extremely rare back then.
Air conditioning in 1955.
Yep. But the cow tag on an air conditioning car is on the driver's side, on the left side of the cow, instead of being over here, because all the factory air stuff, like a big chunk was cut
Yeah.
on the firewall.
That is pretty rare. I haven't come across any that has had air.
It's like 1% of them had it back then. But that's the first year they had air conditioning in the Chevrolet.
Well, the 55 was the first of many things, and that's
Yes.
why it was so popular, as I was just telling Mac and David there.
That's the first year of the small block Chevy.
That's right. So the body in that, you just painted it. You didn't do, what about the interiors? Because they look pretty new.
Yeah, it was done 7 years ago by Cutter's Custom Dillsboro. It's all leather.
Look how nice that looks. In a sea of red, hey? Look at that.
Yes.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful.
He did an excellent job on it.
100%. And will you be doing anything else to it? Not that it needs anything. Any plans for it?
Probably.
You've
Maybe
lowered
about
it, right? It's been
Huh?
lowered. It's been lowered.
Yes, I might raise it up just a little bit. I put bigger tires on it this year.
Why would you want to raise it?
It's too low and it hits in the front. Just a little bit.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't have air to
No, it's got
Okay.
coilover shocks.
Okay.
4-link suspension in the back.
Yeah, you might want to be careful with that in that case.
Yeah, but when I put the bigger tires on the back, it knows the front of it down. And
Okay. Yes, I can see that.
so I put 20s on the back of it, 18s on the front, and I had 17s all the way around, so it raised it up like 1.5 inches in the back. So then it kind of plowed the front down a little bit. But I'll mess with it, get it,
I bet you will.
tweak it in a little bit.
Yeah. And how do you know how to be fixing up engines?
I guess from my dad and my uncle, and just over the years,
Yeah.
got to learn how to work on it because it's expensive to have other people do everything.
Yes, sir.
And then
Sir.
you work on it, mess it up, and you learn your lesson and move on and try to fix it right.
A little bit of trial and error, and then you'll get
Yes,
it in
ma'am.
the end. Oh, it's beautiful. Well, I appreciate this. It looks very sleek. You did well with the black.
Thank you.
Very well. Thank you.
All right.
How you going? Not too bad. How are you? Sorry?
I said you're the press, right?
I am my own press.
You're your own press.
I am my own press.
Excellent.
I have a YouTube channel, and what we do here at Rana's Radar is we film the car shows, we get car interviews, restoration stories. So that's what I'm here. So whose beautiful Chevy is this? Rana.
Rhonda?
Rana.
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 Doug.
Oh, Ron.
Doug, nice to meet
Rana?
you.
Yeah.
Rana.
Rana.
Yes.
Not
What's,
Rhonda.
no.
Rana.
What's your name, sir?
Richie.
Richie, nice to meet you.
Pretty name
Thank you.
with the pretty person.
Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. You've got a 55 here. 55
his.
Bel Air. Richie, that's yours.
My car.
Very nice. A 55 Bel Air.
Two-door hot top.
Two-door hardtop. And how long have you had it, Richie?
About 25 years.
25 years. And by the number plate here,
That's a vanity plate.
yeah. So that takes you back to 55, driving it.
Well, I was born. I'm 83.
Yep.
So these are the cars I saw when I was growing up.
So when you're driving this, take us back.
Take me back.
What do you, where does it take you?
Back to when I was a kid.
Yep.
I just enjoy driving them. You know, I drive as much as I can. I love it.
And
I
do you
think
remember
everybody
what-
here loves it too.
They do. I've
Yeah.
noticed that. And do you remember when the 55s came out?
Well, I was alive and that's when I started seeing these.
Yeah.
55, the 6s and 7s.
It was a
And all
big
the other
class.
I know the other cars in between, you know.
Yes.
We used to go to the White Castle with the cars, and the girls used to come out on skates and yes, I'm not kidding you. Come out on roller skates and deliver your food.
Yeah.
And you had a tray that went on the side of your car.
I have
and
seen
you
those
ate that,
trays, yep.
Right? And that's what I remember. And that's, if I could go back to 55 right now as we speak, I'd leave right now. I'd give this all up and know then what I know now.
Oh,
I would go right now. I would leave right now.
From the area, he knows.
I can see that. I believe
I'm
that.
telling you. Because what I see is happening today with everybody and everything, what's going on in the world.
It was a good time to live in.
Yes, it was a good time to live. It was rough, it wasn't easy,
Yep.
but it was good. It was a good life.
I appreciate that, sir, because I can see that, and that's why I like coming to these classic car shows, hearing the stories of what it was back like in the 50s, 60s, 70s.
And you're going to hear all kinds of stuff about being here, I mean being there at the time when they're all grown up and everything.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just.
It was a good time. It was a different world altogether, wasn't
definitely
it?
a different world.
Yeah.
Definitely a different world. It'll never be the same.
No.
The kid today, when we grow up, will never know what was back there.
Well,
What
we
had.
hope through these car shows that it continues on, and people like me and the other younger generation can learn exactly what it was like
Yeah,
through the fashion
but
of
a lot
cars.
of them, they don't really care.
No.
A lot of them don't care, and they'll never know what we had,
Yeah.
and they'll never know a lot of things.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it was good times and bad times. Don't get me wrong. You know, like anything else, like now, good times and bad times. But as far as I was concerned, it was all good times to me.
100%.
You know. So that's how I feel about it.
I love that, Richie. That's amazing. Did you restore the 55? You restored it yourself?
I did everything except the paint, the upholstery, and the air conditioning. The only three things I didn't do.
25 years ago when you got it, was there any work done to it?
No, it was actually our cousin's car, me and my brother's cousin. And my cousin had bought it upstate New York somewhere, and he had it for about 10 years. Then he was going to sell it, my brother bought it.
Okay.
And he had it for 10 years.
And none of them did anything to it?
Never did anything to it. And I did it, and when I bought it from my brother, I did the restoration.
You did well.
And it was very good. It was a very good car. It was not a holy car, you know, rusty.
You did very well. What's the engine here?
It's a 400 horse 350.
350. Very nice. And the interiors is all done as well?
Yeah.
Let me have a little look at that.
Like I said, that was. Oh, fuck. I'll open it.
Oh, geez, that looks nice.
Come over here. I'll open up the door.
Look at this.
Mess in there. You know,
Oh, don't worry about the mess. It's very clean. Look at this. Very nice. I'm liking this a lot
Yeah,
here.
you got power windows, you got power vent windows, whole ball of wax.
And you did all the electronics as well.
Yeah.
So how do you know how to do that, Richie?
Pardon me?
How do you know?
How did I know it?
Yeah.
Well, when I came out of the service, I didn't know which end of a screwdriver to hold, but I learned,
You learned.
and my friend helped me out, and then I went into the mechanics
Yeah.
of it, and then I worked a good part of my life a mechanic, and then I changed jobs, and I was changing life, you know. But I did this because I wanted. It was one of the things I loved to have done. I never thought I was going to get a chance to do it, you know, but
You did, and you did it very well.
God let me do it.
I appreciate that.
I appreciate it too.
Thank you, Richie.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your
Thank you.
service.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
that. Thank you.
It sounds like you've been watching some things.
What's that?
Are you trying to sound like me?
Oh. How are you doing? Dave
I'm
Bennett.
Brianna. Dave, nice to meet you.
Hey, Veronica, how you doing?
Hi, how you going?
I love your accent.
Oh, thank you. I love your 57 Bel Air.
Thank you. Good day. You got a great car here.
It's yours, Dave?
Yes.
Or why don't you walk with me and tell me a little bit more if you don't mind?
Oh, I'd love to. Yes. I'd love to.
I had to stop. It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it really was a barn find about 5 years ago when I bought it, and we completely tore it apart, frame off and completely rebuilt it from the ground up.
Wow.
And this is our second show here.
How did you get a barn find 57 Bel Air?
Well,
and only 5 years ago. We're not talking about 15, 20, 30 years ago, but
no.
5 years ago.
I was at the Nationals up in Louisville. I got a phone call from a guy. He knew I was looking for a 55 to 57 Chevy.
Right.
And he said there's one that's come in to a friend of mine that was up in Ohio,
And so we went up, we looked at it, it was really rough, negotiated it, bought it, and then life began rebuilding it, you know, so.
And life did begin. Look at this, it's absolutely bloomed, hasn't it?
It has, you know, but we love it. Now I'm rebuilding a 1966 Bug.
A bug.
Yeah, Volkswagen Bug.
Okay, a Volkswagen bug, a Beetle. Yes, yes, I'm with you now. So they used to call it a bug, did they?
Yeah.
Okay.
But each of these are memories from my past. Been married 57 years, 50 going on 58 years.
Okay.
In another month, and we had a 55 Chevy.
Mm-hmm.
We were dating in high school before we ran away and got married.
Before you stop. Before you ran away and got married.
50, yeah, almost 58 years.
You have
ago.
to tell me. I'm a hopeless romantic. Okay, what happened?
Oh, we had been dating in high school, and I went in the Army.
Yep.
She ended up being a freshman at Vanderbilt, and her parents said, it's the end of it. You're not going to see each other anymore. And we said, what do they know? We have, you know, making $67 a month with an $89 car payment.
Yeah.
So we ran away and got married, and then I sold the car, the 55 Chevy, bought her a ticket, and she came to Europe and Germany, where we spent 2 years growing up. And then we came back, put each other through school, and then life began.
That is absolutely amazing.
And she is, she's amazing too. She's the best there ever was in my life.
The best there ever was. Congratulations,
Thank
Dave.
you.
I absolutely love that, and I always hear interesting stories, but that one takes the cake this year. Okay, that one takes the cake. I mean, I'm married as well for 11 years, so anytime I hear of a story where, you know, you're running off or you're selling your car to, you know, for the person that you love, that's just amazing.
It is.
It's brilliant.
We got over there and bought a 66 Volkswagen.
Yeah. So now that's why
we're
you're
rebuilding the memory with this 66 Volkswagen.
I love that.
So it's I'm going to run out of money or run out of memories.
Exactly. Money will come, money will go, and it will come back again. But
the memories,
no. Wow, that is. How old were you when you guys ran off? Well, you said she was a freshman.
18 and 19.
Oh my goodness. And so
and
many
we had
years.
gone together 4 years before we ran away and got married. So she was 14 when we ran away. When we first started dating.
So you met your wife, who you've been together now with for more than 57 years.
Yeah, and then the 4 years that we dated before that. So
you knew her when you guys were 14 and 15.
And we've never been with anybody else.
Oh my
So
goodness,
fantastic.
that is more than fantastic. I absolutely love that.
We have 3 children, 7 grandchildren, and they just you know, are very thrilled to have parents and grandparents that still love each other, still hold each other's hands, still walk and
Is she
kiss in
here?
public. No, she isn't.
Oh no, what's her name?
No, Julie.
Julie, I've met Dave, and I don't know what to say, just congratulations, and I'm so happy to hear your story. It's absolutely beautiful, especially in today's day and age, to hear of a love story like that. It's a true love story. I absolutely love it. You guys are so lucky, and God bless you.
Thank you
for
so
many
much
more
for
years.
coming by.
I love it. That's awesome.
A lot of fun. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm here with John, and he's 56, Bel Air. You've had it for 42 years.
Correct.
Now you said that the first time you had it here at the Tri-5 Nationals,
Correct.
you had to tow it with a golf cart.
Correct. So from 1990 until 2014-ish, it sat in the garage.
Okay.
There was marriage, kids, work, all of those things that kept me from getting it back on the road. So in 2015, they started the Nationals. We said, let's take the car. So I got the car running, but when I got here, it wouldn't run long enough to actually drive it in. So I got a friend who had a golf cart, one of the big golf carts. He pulled me in with a strap, and we left it here all weekend, and then pushed it back up on the trailer to take it home. And
so how far did it drive before it broke down?
I drove it up on the trailer.
Oh, you drove it on the trailer.
Home.
Okay.
So not very far.
Not very far at all.
It has not legally been on the road since 1990.
Oh wow, okay.
So it's insured, it's legal, I have a tag,
Yep.
it runs great, everything's good, but I have not legally driven it on the road
Okay.
in the last 32 years.
So the small little safety checks, it may not pass, maybe.
I think it will. I think everything works except...
Why don't we have a look under the hood?
Sure.
Let's
It
see what's
doesn't have
going
air
on.
conditioning and the things that make it comfortable.
Yeah.
So that is actually the original engine block, but it's been updated over the years.
Wow. So that block there, that which block is that? Is that the V8 that they had
It is.
introduced?
Yep, that was the
Okay.
first or second year of the V8 for
Yeah.
Chevrolet.
Yeah. Well, 55 was the first one.
Right.
And why? How did you come across this? I know you've had it for 42 years. So did somebody have it before you?
Yes. So when I was growing up, my dad had a 1956 Chevrolet, but his was a four-door. It was very plain, and there was nothing special about it. But it was a neat car. Everyone knew the 1956 Chevrolet was something of interest.
Yes.
So a friend of mine, his dad also had a 55 Chevy growing up, but he was into the race cars. So
Yep.
my friend bought a car. It was a 55. It had a 4-speed. It had dual exhaust, loud, everything that my dad's car did not. So I'm like, that's what I've got to have. So before I got my driver's license, I said, I need a car.
Yeah.
And this is what I ended up getting. So $450 was the purchase price. $350 I had saved up on my own, but I
Wow.
borrowed an additional $100 from my parents. I had to sign a contract to make all A's on my report card and to do chores around the house and everything.
You had to sign an actual contract
Yes.
with your folks. That.
Yes, in fact, I'll show it to you because
You've got it here? I want to see this contract. That is amazing. And what a cool idea. Legally binding that if you don't keep up with the terms and conditions, the car will be taken away. Am I correct?
Well, we never got that far, but here's the contract. It just had various tasks that they wanted me to take care of.
And you had to pay interest as well. That is amazing. That's really good.
Now, to be fair, I did not uphold anything on this contract. I never repaid it. I never got good A grades or A's on my report card. All of these things.
Well, that's the thing about parenting, you know, we try our best
Yep.
to get you to follow and stay within the boundaries, and then when you don't, we really can't do much about it, can we?
Well, that's what I'm experiencing now. My kids are grown, so
Yep.
we're going through. But I've gotten a history here of the car over the years that I had it, driving it through school, through college.
Do you have a picture of the yourself with this car when you were younger?
I do. This was in 1984. This was in 2014, and then this was in.
1 second, I don't want this to fly off. It's,
Yep. Oh,
there you go.
thank you. So I've got several pictures wearing the same clothes from 1984. So I still have the t-shirt, I still have the jeans, I still have the shoes.
and it's the same car you're standing next to?
Same car,
So
same
it's had
person,
a few different car paints?
same clothes. Yes. In fact, I can show you that here. But this is the car just going through my first paint job. So when I got it, it was all black, but then I sanded it down, painted it red and white. That was my first paint job ever, so I was pretty pleased with that.
Wow, you did really well. And is that all yourself?
Yes. So drove it through school, University of Georgia.
Perfect.
So just a few pictures there, a few more pictures. You know,
Oh, who's this?
just random friends of mine. You know,
Wow, look at
everybody knew the car.
that. You were the popular guy.
Somewhat, yeah.
Yep. You were the man to hang out with. Look at you all. That's great.
On the college campus, a friend of mine worked for the campus police. He said, John, every cop on the force knows your car and they're looking for it. So watch what you do.
Yeah, that's true.
So then I was tired of the red and white and I went to a silver and white. So all this painting was done in the backyard.
Oh, wow. And how do you know how to do the painting?
Well, we didn't have YouTube back then.
No,
so
you did not.
you had to ask around and just, there was a paint store in the neighborhood and they gave me a lot of advice. I bought a paint gun from them and they told me how to mix the paint, how to spray it. So it was stop and just plowed right into them.
Did you cry?
They cried. I was upset.
About the car, obviously.
But it worked out, and it gave me the opportunity to repair it myself.
Okay.
And then I painted it. I got to change colors again. So
now it's a blue, look at that.
This time it was blue and white. So everybody paints their cars red and white, but I went with the blue and white this time, and enjoyed that. A lot of fun with it at that time. And then of course the blue and white got old, so I decided I would go with candy apple red over a gold base coat. So,
and because your car was a whole, it was all fixed up. See, a lot of the times I ask about the paint, and it's during the restoration process. So at this time, that's when all the parts are separated, the fenders and the body parts, and then they get painted. And then after they've been painted and dried, then they get put back together.
Ideally, yeah.
Ideally. But because yours was already together, this is what's happening with the newspapers. You're keeping the paint from...
Correct, getting on the bumpers and the chrome and so forth.
Okay.
Now the paints were different back then, so they dried faster.
Okay.
So I was able to paint outside in the yard,
yeah,
and there wasn't as much risk of bugs landing in the paint or dust or anything like that.
Wow.
But with this candy color, you spray it gold or silver first, and then spray the red or whatever color you want over the base coat, and that gives it kind of a glow.
That glow, that shine, yeah.
So that turned into that, and it was a pretty nice maroon color.
Beautiful.
But that didn't last long either, so...
No, it did not. So how many colors have we been through now? It was...
4 colors. Black when I got it, then red and white, then silver and white, then blue and white, and then candy apple red
5.
and white.
So now we're up to 5.
And that's where you can see my wife is holding a baby. That was early 1990s, and that's where it really stopped. So for the next 15, 20 years, not much happened on the car at all.
And that's you there with your son. Oh, that's amazing. So when did you decide to start work on it again?
2015.
This one here, in 2015.
When they
you heard that the Tri-5 Nationals was happening, and you said, okay, I better start.
So I told my wife, I said, man, it would be great if we could go to the Tri-5 Nationals, thinking she'd say, don't be ridiculous, that's in another state, we can't do that. But she said, why don't you fix up your car and take it? And I'm like, yes.
That's what I'm saying.
So that got me started. Of course, in my mind, I'm thinking, well, I can redo it in a couple of months and have it back on the road. But it's taken very much longer. 2012, 2015, we were starting to think about getting it back together, and then started working on it.
It's how it goes, honestly. It's what I'm hearing. You think you can get in and just fix it within a year, but life, family, commitments.
Finally in 2021, I was able to start sanding it down and ended up repainting it. So of course, to that point in time, I had no idea what color I would paint it, but I looked around at all the cars here. I like the metallic colors.
Yep.
I like the charcoal, I like the silver, so I said, why don't I just paint it a little bit different? I reverse the colors. Normally on this body style, the lighter color is on top.
Okay.
With the darker color on the bottom. But I reversed that and put the silver, lighter color on the bottom with the darker color on the top.
Wow. Okay, John, tell me, the interiors here. We don't have a back seat.
Correct. So
what's the plans for that?
I have the back seat and the front seat I've gotten reupholstered.
Okay.
But part of the interior is putting down your sound insulation on the floor and drilling holes for rear seat belts. So I've not gotten to that point yet, so I just ended up a couple weeks ago, I'm like, okay, I'm running out of time.
Yeah.
Let's just go ahead and put the front seat in so that I can drive it at the Nationals.
So at the moment you're able to drive it? Sure. And obviously it runs and it works, but the interiors all need to be done.
Correct. And
this is great. Well, at least it's driving.
Little photo album here that I show with it sometimes. But it just shows a progression of different colors.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I like that. I love that, actually.
So that's my story. And next year, maybe we'll have the interior done and everything.
Well, if you see me, you better hunt me coming down,
Yep.
wave hello so I can see the interiors because it will look really nice.